It's going. I tested it this morning. That's why I was like, what is happening? All right, everyone. We are here with all of my current students and past students, well, not all of them, some of them, and we're going to be chatting about their experience being a part of my program, Educated the Art of Becoming a Good Student. All right, everyone. Which used to be called, sorry, I was in the background, which used to be called Study School. And I'm just going to ask these students questions. I'm going to let them say whatever is on their mind. You guys can feel free to share your real experience so that everyone gets to know what it's really like to work with me. And we'll just take it from there. So first up, I'm just going to have all the students introduce themselves, their name, where they're at in their college journey, whether they are still in school, if they've graduated, and then I will dive into asking them questions about their experience inside of the program. And if you are currently watching with us live and you have questions for any of these students, you can pop them in the chat. So we'll start with you, Lara.
Hello. So, yeah, my name is Laura. I'm 27 and I'm currently an undergrad student in physics in Brussels. And yeah, it's taking longer than I expected, but we'll get there.
Marielle.
Hey everyone, my name is Marielle. I'm 42 years old and just recently graduated from my bachelor's this past June. I'm taking my prerequisite classes to enter the master's program next year. And so that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Nadiva, you're next, girl.
Hi, I'm Nadifa. I am 31. I'm studying life sciences in Holland. This is my second year in college. It took longer than I also thought so.
Which is totally normal.
Yes.
Claudia.
Hi, my name is Claudia. I'm also 27, and I recently graduated with my nursing degree last year, my associates in nursing and my bachelor's in nursing. And yeah, so I'm graduated, used the program and everything. So I'm like kind of like the post-grad phase a year ago. So
Last but not least, Jasmine.
So I'm 22 years old. I graduated from my bachelor's in business and computer science last year. I did my degree in Vancouver, Canada. And then now I'm also in the post-grad phase working in California now.
Amazing. Okay, so let's dive into the questions. So the first question that I have for all of you, and you guys are all going to take turns answering them, is what were you struggling with the most in college right before you found me?
For me, it was mostly like my health and navigating being sick and also being a student and like not blaming myself for everything and just knowing the balance and a lot of mind stuff, basically.
Really?
I'm the queen of procrastination. I was. So procrastination was one of the areas that I struggled the most because my anxiety took over, my health as well took over. And so I try to get things done my way and it didn't work.
Nadiva, what were you struggling with right before you found me?
Taking my notes, how to take my notes, how should I do it? Should I write it? Should I type it? Should I write on an iPad? Should I buy all of these apps to be cool and to just be like everyone else? That was.
Yeah, Claudia.
for me, it was two parts because in the beginning of college, I was doing pretty well from high school, and it translated pretty well, my study skills. when I started in my first 2 years, especially with like freshman comp, college algebra and things like that. But once I started with my like degree specific classes, because I used to be a pre-med student, the study skills that I had, I put quotes on that, they just didn't work for the amount of information that they were expecting me to like know for the exams. And then the second part was also like a mind thing. Mostly the students added to it. And then when you went to the advisors, they made it worse as well. They would tell you like, oh, your grades are nice now, but like when you get in them organic chemistry classes, your grades aren't going to be as good. So then that like kind of got in my head, and the students are like, oh my God, you're about to take organic chemistry, you're about to take all this. So it got in my head. And those two things combined, it just didn't work out for me. I started like withdrawing from classes and all that. So that's where Educated kind of got me back on track.
Jasmine?
I think the biggest thing, I also struggled with the procrastination and like taking notes, knowing the specific study, but I think the biggest thing was having this imposter mindset about doing this double degree. And then once I was in there, I kept comparing myself to other people. And then most of the people in my classes, they were guys. So I just felt like I did not belong. And I remember telling Clarissa and other people, like, I think I should just drop this major. I'm not smart enough. I don't think I can do it. So that was probably the biggest thing.
Yeah. And one of the things that I want those of you watching to notice is there's a theme across this. Like at some point, all of these students thought that they could not achieve the success it is that they wanted. And it always comes back to whether or not you had the skills or not. That's where the program came in. So my second question for all of you is, what was it about me, my philosophy, my content that made you go, I need to work with her like right now?
For me, I think I found you on YouTube, and it was, I don't know, like I already liked like study with me and stuff videos, but yours were different in the sense that they talk about mindset and how to work on yourself and the drama that was happening in my head. And so I just started like binging your videos. and I don't know, I just liked you. It was like there's something there.
I love that. Mariely.
Same thing with me. I was searching in YouTube for the perfect method, for the perfect everything. And then your video came across, and I love when you touch on the subject of mindset, and you kept saying, I don't have the exact words, but you kept saying, if you don't change your mindset, it's like you're going to pass 2 classes and fail 1 every single semester. Pass 2 classes, fail 1. And that was the habit I was in. The habit was passing 2 classes and failing 1. And so I think one of your testimony parts that you said, I failed 7 classes, I think I'm right there with you. I failed 7 classes because I ended up passing 2, failing 1 every single semester. And that's when I knew something needed to change.
Amazing. Nadiva?
Well, I was on YouTube one night trying to figure out the good note taking, and your video popped up, and what you said was, you are smart enough. And I was already thinking like, I'm going to drop out because I cannot do this. I'm not smart enough to do this. And when you said you are smart enough, it was like you were talking to me. And I was like, no, okay, I'm smart enough so I can do it. So I'm gonna check her out. Maybe she's right.
And I was. Claudia.
For me, I also found you on YouTube. You were doing like a live video about like goal setting or something. And I just connected with everything that you were saying. Like it's possible for us as long as we actually believe it. And you were giving like actual steps and things that we can actually do to get to that level. And then I started binge watching your videos, and you were telling us about your story, about how you were failing classes and how now you're graduated and you're working in the field that you wanted to. And so for me, it was like, you could have been telling my story So I just felt like you understood, and everybody else was kind of telling me like, buy this app, and if you do your notes and make your notes look like this, then you'll get good grades. But it's like, I already know that's not the solution. And so I wanted to try something new. So it was like instant. I already knew I wanted to work with you. I don't know if you can find my comments in there from back in the day. It was like,
I looked for it the other day and I was like, this is when she decided to work with me.
Like, ma'am, I cannot find the link to buy your program. Like, where is the link and everything? So I already knew I wanted to be in the program. It just was a matter of like, how do I sign up?
Jasmine?
I guess I was the only one that didn't find her on YouTube. I guess I was procrastinating again on Facebook or something, and then this anti-procrastination guide popped up, and I was like, perfect, exactly what I needed. And I thought it was going to be some, I don't know, maybe some generic thing about like study skills or something. I don't know what I was expecting. But then I think there was a scenario in the guide about like, it's 9-something p.m. You're sitting at your desk with all these things, and you're probably going to fail your test tomorrow. And that was like exactly the situation I was in. Like, what are the chances? And then it was basically saying that like, the real thing that I had to fix was the mindset, not like any of the other drama going on in my head, like blaming my professors, blaming like other things. So I was like, wow, this really resonates with me. I never heard this before. I need to look this person up. And then, yeah, I guess also like her story about failing classes and eventually overcoming that. That's kind of what made me decide to work with her.
I love how you guys are like, you're telling my story. It's almost like I know how students act or something. Okay, so next question is, how has your studying process / academic life changed since working together?
Wait, my cat is on my keyboard. So for me, it's mostly cutting the bullshit. Because whenever I'm like, no, I don't know how to like do this thing. I don't know where to take notes. I don't know how to do it. I'm not sure. I should wait and figure it out. I have your voice in my head that is like, no, you know, girl, you know. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I know. And so I do it. And like, no, I don't care if it's messy, if my notes are ugly, and if they don't look like Instagram notes and stuff. It's just, I don't care. I do it like to get to the material, and I let myself do messy and ugly things.
Yeah, letting go of that perfectionism is huge. And let's celebrate Laura, because she just passed her chemistry test that she was freaking out about.
Yes.
For no reason, because she knew she was going to do well. Marieli, you're next. So what changed in your studying process or your academic life since you enrolled in the program and started working with me?
More control of my time, and I have my weekends of shopping time. And so learning how to work hard, well, actually not hard, but efficiently during the week and applying your techniques has helped me a lot to cut down on excess time that I could have used for something else. My anxiety level has gone down tremendously. And now knowing that I can have at least my Saturdays off is a great accomplishment.
Amazing. Those study-free weekends are live, Madiva.
Yes.
Now I know what to do when taking my notes. I don't think about it too much. I just choose, make the decision. I'm going, even though sometimes like I freak out, but that's me. But now I know how to work, how to do it, and I don't mind if it's not the normal way that they teach.
Yeah, having the skills doesn't mean that you never procrastinate. It doesn't mean that you never struggle. It doesn't mean that you never have freakouts. It just means that when you do, you have the skills and the tools to redirect and to get yourself to do what you already know to do. Claudia?
So for me, the big difference is like learning that doing more and switching up your note taking every test or every Yeah, every test, even when you did well the first time, you're still switching, you're still changing the organization system and all this stuff, and trying to keep up with the people on StudyGram and like study YouTubers just because it looks like aesthetically pretty. Like I learned that like that's not what you're gonna get. That's not what's gonna get your good grades. The content of your notes, the quality of your notes and stuff. So for me, it's like I pick a method that I know works every time, and then I evaluate now. And like for example, we have the what's it called, the exam, the post exam review thing. I did that in nursing school all the time. I did that every time, and usually I never had to change my note taking because I kind of mastered it now. But at least I knew that it was working, and I had a way to like track it and stuff like that. So for me, my academics, it was way better. I wasn't spending as much time doing it. I didn't feel like I was working so hard and so much time and then not getting the grade that I wanted. So with the new skills and all that and the meetings and the group and all that stuff, I was able to like really check myself to see if I'm changing this method for a real good reason. Because let me tell you something, I was changing stuff for no reason at all. Just changing it just because it looked cute and it wasn't helping me at all. So now if I go back to school, I know what I'm going to do to like study, and I know it's going to work.
Amazing. And Marieli and Claudia are two of the students who've already graduated. So the program helps you graduate. They both didn't think it was possible, and here they are. So, all right. And then we have Jasmine.
I guess the biggest thing that changed for me was having the growth mindset. Before it was kind of like, oh, if I fail this test or if I didn't do well, or if I don't understand a concept, it was like a mindset, okay, I should just give up. This is too hard. I can't figure this out. But then with the growth mindset, it's kind of like, okay, so these are things I don't know now. How can I like know that information? So then I would just like use the study method, like of relearning and quizzing myself again and again until I understood the concept, and I wouldn't be like putting myself into a victim box. I would like actively go ask the professors, go ask the TAs, Google, like use any resource that I had, like the textbook, worksheets, to find the answers that I needed, instead of just kind of like giving up.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing, again, a theme is like the persistence and knowing what to do, and not getting stuck in strategies that don't work, or in this looks really nice, Claudia. That is hilarious to me that you would like change things even when it was working. It reminds me of somebody else who's on this call right now, starts with an N, ends with an A, Natima. Awesome. Okay. So our next question is, what has been the biggest change you've seen in yourself since joining Educated? And Laura, I'm going to have you go. And while you're chatting, I can hear you, but I have to go grab my charger before my computer dies.
Right. So for me, it's weird that she's not there. For me, what changed the most is so my brain is blanking.
I'm here. What changed the most in yourself since enrolling in the program?
So in myself, well, right now I let myself put my health first and put myself first. And I had this thing that Clarissa taught me that is just, you're just a human that's also happens to be a student, but you're not like just a student, like you have your life going on. Because I was always like, just so focused on study and everything that I just wouldn't allow myself to like go to museums or enjoy a nice dinner. I would always like put things up, and now I've just learned to enjoy the weekends and stuff like that. And it's allowed me to be a better student, more focused. And it's weird how much better you get when you take care of your health.
Oh, so funny how that happens that way. Marieli, what was the biggest thing that you saw change in yourself since enrolling in the program?
Well, I can say I'm no longer a procrastinator. That's one thing. I have everything under control. And I'm becoming the student and the professional woman I once envisioned. I am telling myself and continuously telling myself how valuable I am. So that changes my perspective on everything and gives me the confidence and the self-esteem that I need to keep going.
Amazing. I cannot wait until you tell me that you've graduated from graduate school. This is going to blow my mind.
It's exciting.
Nadifa, what has been the biggest thing that you've seen changed in yourself since enrolling in the program?
Well, I after a test, I never like evaluate what went good or right. I was like, okay, I missed this one. I need to study more, put more hours in, and well, freak out because obviously I'm going to procrastinate and I'm not going to study when I'm sick. So, but now I evaluate, okay, it didn't go right. It didn't go as I planned it. So what do we need to change it? Do I need to change stuff or do I just need to follow what I wrote? So that I really changed in that.
Yeah, and that's huge because so many students will, if they don't get a grade, it is that they want an exam or on a paper or whatever it is, they make it mean something about themselves versus just like looking at it from the perspective of there was clearly something that I didn't know how to do or I didn't know I needed to know. And if I just focused on that, then my chances of getting a higher grade on the next exam will be much higher. But when you make it about you and you sit there and you beat yourself up, you feel like shit, you don't want to study, and then you just recreate the same pattern over and over and over again. So that's huge. Claudia, what was the biggest change you've seen in yourself besides becoming a whole damn nurse?
Yes, I got that RN behind my name now. Besides that, for me, one of the things I noticed is that like I give more grace to people when they make a mistake and they don't get something right. And I have a little sister, right? She's like 8 now, and she's in school, obviously, right? So she already is showing like when she gets something wrong, she gets so frustrated, so upset about stuff. And I'm trying to teach her. So I'm taking the lessons that I learned. I'm trying to teach her like just because you got it wrong doesn't mean that you can't learn it. It just means you didn't know it then, and you have opportunities to learn and get resources and practice. And so I'm trying to show her as well. So because I've learned that like just because you failed something or you didn't get it right the first time doesn't mean you can't learn it. And so for me, that's like a big difference because that perfectionism will get you and make you stuck. And I've also learned how to ask questions and ask for help and actually seek out resources and ask for like tutoring or go to the professor's office hours, and don't be afraid to like look stupid or dumb or whatnot. Just you're trying to learn, you like take the class or whatnot, and you're trying to learn the stuff that's in the class. So if you're not understanding it, then you're not actually fulfilling the goal of the class in the first place. So even now when we're in nursing school, like in nursing, you have classes, you have courses and stuff that you have to go through, and you have to learn that if you don't know this, like somebody's life is on the line, so you better go and ask and get the training that you need. So now it's not as hard to go and ask somebody for help or raise my hand and ask a question.
Yeah, I mean, you're just over there changing generational patterns with the things that you learn for yourself. No big deal. This is the thing that like gets me every time.
It's a little thing.
Yeah, it's like my daughter's never gonna have to suffer through any of this because her mama has all the tools.
Exactly. I'm like, girl, you're all right.
Jasmine, what was the thing that changed in you since enrolling in the program?
I think probably just self-confidence that I'm able to learn anything. Even though I'm graduated, there's still constant new things I have to learn at work or even just like life skills. And like, I think if I haven't learned those skills during college, I probably would have been super overwhelmed right now and have felt the same kind of imposter syndrome at work. Like, oh, I can't do this job. I should just quit. I'm going to get fired. Like, but instead it's like, okay, if I don't know this information, how can I find out from like coworkers or online? Just like having that self-confidence that like I am capable. It's just like, where can I get this information?
Yeah, and Jasmine's always messaged me about like, oh my God, I just used a 3-step study routine at work. It's so funny because these skills can apply across the board, and she'll use a lot of the stuff that she learned in the program in her current job that she's at right now. Nice big tech over there doing the damn thing, holding it down for women in tech. All right, so this next question is for Nadiva and Laura, because you are my two students who are still actively in college, still actively in the program. So what are you still working on getting good at? And how is the Educated program helping you do that?
Not giving up on classes. Because every year I enroll in, no matter the number of classes, it can be like 5 or 3 or whatever, I'll always end up thinking, I just reach for too much. And so I give up 1 or 2 classes and think like, okay, now it's reachable, now it's attainable. So I'm trying to learn not to give up on classes and just think that whenever I have like a hurdle or whatever, I can overcome it and not just be like, oh, go away.
Yeah, and what specifically in the program are you utilizing to help you change that pattern?
The mindset things, like the mindset work and the coaching calls, the harsh coaching calls.
Laura loves it when I coach her because I just go in. She says, Mama,
you're a cheerleader, but you're not a blind cheerleader. Like you tell it how it is.
Nadiva, what about you? So what are you still working on getting good at? And then what are you using, or how are you using the Educated program to help you with that?
I'm still getting used to like following my planning, because I'm good at making one beautiful and all that, but following it, no. So it's mostly because I tell myself, oh no, you failed before, you're gonna fail again. You're gonna be here. It's gonna be the same thing, different day, same thing. And so my mindset needs to change about that. So I'm still working on that day by day.
Yeah, and what have you been utilizing inside of the program to help you shift? And because you're actively working on this, how do I know? Because I'm coaching you every week and you're submitting questions and all of that. But if you want to just let everyone know, like what specifically in the program you're using to help you shift that and to continue to keep working at that.
Like the model, I'm making the model every day, so I can see actually what is the result I'm creating if I do the things like my mind is offering me to do. It's just an offer. What he's saying to me, it's just an offer. I don't have to take it, but I choose to take it because it's easy. I don't have to think then.
Yeah, so in the program, we teach about how to identify your procrastination patterns and your procrastination triggers so that you can be more likely to catch yourself in it and switch that pattern. So Nadiva and I are actively working on hers because she has the best study plans that when she follows them, she gets the exact grade it is that she wants. We're working on the sticking to it part, and that will come. That was the last thing to come for me too. It will come with time, I promise you. All of these women who have graduated are proof of that. Okay, so then the next question is, what was your biggest hesitation to joining Educated, and what helped you overcome it? So we'll start with Laura again.
For me, it was the money, definitely, because I already felt like a burden to my parents, being still in college, sick, not able to work. And I thought, it's another thing, like, what if I don't pass? What if I invest in it, or my parents invest in it, and then nothing comes out of it? Or I just end up not graduating and it's just more money down the drain. But I thought about it kind of like, not like therapy, because you're not a therapist, but you know what I mean. In the way that it's not, you don't just like get the program, you get Clarissa. And you're always there with us. I mean, not 24/7, obviously, but I know I can always like go back to you whenever, and that's invaluable to me.
Oh, I love you. Ariely?
And so my biggest hesitation, of course, it was the financial aspect of things, but also whether I was gonna use everything that you provided. So I was battling with that, and I said, okay, that's it. It's Clarissa, like, hello, like, you watch her videos. She knows what she's doing. You should do it. So I said to myself, looked in the mirror, and I said, you're valuable. You deserve this. And I said, a sacrifice will be worth more. And my mindset will probably change. And that's exactly what happened, because Miss Clarissa right here, she kept saying, well, Marielle, I'm asking these questions, but you just answer yourself. So that coaching part of things changed my whole entire mindset regarding joining the program. And I'm glad I did, because now I'm becoming a total different person, a total different student, and it's totally worth it.
Yes, it is. Nadiva.
Well, for me also, it was the money. And when I finished watching I think you had a master class. When you told the amount of money, I was like, wow, that's a lot. Am I going to pay that? Am I actually going to use it? And I even called my mom and asked her, should I do it? How would I know if she's that good? You know, she says she's so good. Is she that good really? And I even ask you questions about, have you worked with students outside the US, because it's a different system. I need to be sure because it's a lot of money. But it was a great investment. I don't feel sorry. And not a day. I don't feel sorry about it.
You guys are too sweet. I'm going to cry over here. Claudia, I know what your answer is going to be already.
You already know. As soon as I saw your video, I was already convinced. Okay. I was already convinced. I didn't even see the price or anything. Of course I did. I'm a first generation student, immigrant parents, all that stuff. So obviously I had the financial thing in my head, but I had already decided that I was going to do it. And at the time, I think you had a payment plan. So I was like, okay, that's like my solution. That's my way of getting into the program, is to do the monthly payment plan. But for me, it was like, it was a done deal already. Like, I already knew I was gonna work with you because you already told my story to me and I didn't even talk to you yet. So I was like, she understands, you know what I'm trying to do. She already has all the solutions, she has all the answers, as long as I put the work in, which was so funny because if my problem was my mindset, right? But I already knew if I put the work in with you, then it would work. So it just clicked. It just made sense.
I know. Every time I talk to Claudia, I'm like, no, you had no hesitations, like none at all. She's like, no, girl. I said, no, I knew. I didn't help. I was tired of failing.
I was tired because even though you said you failed like 7 classes or something, it was like the exact number. It was like you were telling me it's your turn to sign up. You were telling me, come on.
I'm actually interested in hearing your answer, Jasmine, because I don't know if I've ever asked you this question.
I think probably also the cost initially. I think I was rolling over quite a few times. I don't know. I think it was through Facebook Messenger that we were chatting before then, like sending voice notes, and I was like hesitating. And then I think like then you were just like, okay, like what are you joining or not joining? You have to make a decision because you've been waffling over this for like almost like half a whole year. Like and then like I think you were giving the. And then, you know, I was also thinking about it, but then also at the time I was studying off of student loans and stuff. And I knew like, I can't continue off like this because if I kept going down this track, I would probably like take like an extra year or like, you know, if I failed classes, taking a bit longer. So like, if I could graduate on time and not have to take an extra semester or 2, that would be saving way more than if I had to pay like, you know, for room and boarding, like another year of tuition. So I was like, okay, like this will be worth it once I sign up and able to like follow through with it. So yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah, I like whenever I send out surveys about why people didn't join, 9 times out of 10, it's because of the finances. And so I'm glad that every single one of you were able to overcome your financial objections and enroll, because it makes sense. It's like you pay the money so that you can learn how to study, so you can pass all your classes and graduate. It's like a no-brainer in my mind, but that's just me, and I'm a little biased, obviously. So the last and final question is, would you recommend Educated the Art of Becoming a Good Student, formerly called Study School, and why?
I would recommend it to anyone. In fact, I have a friend who has struggled, and I sent him your video and I was like, she's the key. Just watch it. You'll understand everything. And he didn't watch. He was like, "Oh, but it's more for female audience and everything." I was like, "Just watch it." And I got angry and upset because he didn't watch, because I was like, because I know how much it could help. I just know how much it can change your life for the better.
Marieli, would you recommend it, and why?
Of course, definitely. I'm living proof of it. And why do I recommend it? Because it takes the pressure off of you, really. I mean, we cannot depend on our own way of doing things if we already know that it's not working. Sometimes we need to go out of our own way and do that thing that we don't want to do and get it done. And the beautiful thing about it is that you're always there, no matter what questions do we have. Like, you already know, you're entering into my brain already. Like, you already know what I need. You know the system, you know what you're talking about, and I can move on now to my master's program, still using what you have taught me. And that's what I'm going to do.
That's amazing. And I hear that a lot from students. So because I use the word college, a lot of people think like undergrad, but I've helped medical students, I've helped students from all different sorts of programs graduate, because the skills that you use in this program is how to learn. That's all it is how to learn. No matter where you are, you're able to use these skills. Nadiva, would you recommend it?
Of course.
And why?
Of course. Because you get everything. It's a buy one thing and get it all. You get it all. You get mindset, you get study skills. I mean, you get Clarissa, but just an amount. I would do it.
And that's going to be my new slogan. You buy one thing, you just get it all.
Get it all.
Claudia, would you recommend it, and why?
Yes, I would recommend it. I like, people have had issues with schooling and all that stuff, and I would literally tell them, go and watch our videos, go and get the program. If you can't get the program, get into it, like sign up. And of course, they have the same objection, like all the price and all that. But I'm like, if you've already sold one class, you already should have signed up. Like, I feel bad for myself, my past self, because I had already discovered you after I had already failed classes or withdrawn from multiple classes. So I feel like maybe I needed to fail those many classes in order for me to see the value in the program. But it's a no-brainer. You get everything, like she was saying, you get everything. You get the coaching, group coaching, you get all the templates. All you got to do is follow through with it. And if you can't follow through with it, go to the live coaching and talk to somebody about it. You have the direct resource right there, and then you can talk to the students. It's just, I don't understand. There's no problem. I already told y'all, I didn't have no hesitation, so I can't tell y'all nothing bad about it.
I know Claudia buys like me. I'm struggling. I need this. Here, just take my money.
I need it, and I'm done. I need to fix it. I'm already tired of it, so I need to fix it. So fix it right now.
I get so mad looking at my student loans, because I know that 3/4 of it are from the classes that I failed and I had to retake. I'd be so mad.
Exactly.
Jasmine, would you recommend it, and why?
I would, because I think it's more than just the study skills. Like, sure, like I think when we all first signed up, it was directly related to like, not being able to see us finishing a degree or passing classes. But I think like as a postgrad, like these things are for life, like the growth mindset, like I think just like I can't even imagine living as an adult with a victim mentality, because I feel like I would be a completely different person. Like, instead, it's just you go through everything in life much more capable and confident in yourself. Like you can do anything and overcome any challenge that you're put up with. So, and I think just the personal support that Clarissa provides in the program, it definitely is like if you found the YouTube content and the free content helpful, like her program and talking to her live, getting the live coaching and overcoming your own mind blocks, it's like 10 times more helpful.
Listen to these women. They're brilliant. They're smart. They know what they're talking about. And again, of course, I'm biased, but I only say this because the program works. It's what I use to go from failing out of 7 classes to graduating with honors. I do not teach anything that there isn't like proven science that it actually works. I do not teach anything that doesn't work for my actual students. So with that being said, if you are interested in enrolling into Educated, the Art of Becoming a Good Student, enrollment is currently open until Friday, the 26th of August. And you can go to sherocksatcollege.com/educated to enroll. There is a payment plan option. Claudia used the payment plan option to do it. Some of the other students also use payment. I think Jasmine did a payment plan, if I can remember correctly, from the payment processing system. But if you want in, there are ways. Do not let the money be the thing that makes you say no. If you're needing an extended payment plan, you can reach out to me. We can work something out, because my goal this year is I want as many women as possible in this program, because I need more women graduating in every field, taking up all of the jobs from the men, making all of the monies, so that we in the US can have a female president and like change some things, because this country sometimes it makes me angry. So we need all of us banding together and like taking over the world. And for a lot of us, it starts through getting our education. This is why I'm so passionate about this. So before I let y'all go, is there any last final words that you want to share with the She Rocks at College community? Any last thing that you want to say to any student who is on the fence about enrolling? And whoever wants to go can just like unmute themselves.
Go ahead, do it. The beautiful thing about seeing each other grow is amazing. So I will see you in Educated.
For me, it's that the life coachings are so valuable. I attend them, and the hour they are, it's 1 a.m. for me. So I am a night owl, I admit, but sometimes I need to sleep. But no matter what, the times I don't go is when I really need sleep, because I just know how much I feel. I don't always feel better after, because sometimes the Clarissa coaches me hard, but I feel things in my mindset just changing bit by bit, and it's not always as fast as we want to, but it's so much more valuable than the videos, because it's just the thing applied to you, and Clarissa just pushing your own buttons.
Yeah, I coach Laura really hard. This is why she's saying what she's saying. Anyone else before I let you ladies free to go and live your lives?
For me, I just want to say, like, Clarissa helped me so much that now I work with her even after I graduated. So I see the value in Clarissa, like having somebody in your back pocket, basically just encouraging you, and you know that person is for you and they're working to help you be the best version of yourself. I feel like that's invaluable. That's priceless. I know sometimes we say that about our parents or whatnot, but like somebody who's gone through what you've gone through, college, and maybe you failed classes too, she's done all that. She understands, and she's trying to, uplift as many people as possible. through college and your education. So I feel like it's no brainer. Like I keep trying to tell y'all, like I don't have any questions about it. I see it's just why are you not signing up right now? Why are you not in the link right now? So
amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here, ladies, and sharing your stories. I am sure every single woman who watches these videos, who watches this back, is going to see themselves in one of you and decide to enroll. And because of that, you are a part of her life changing. And so I thank you so much for taking it out of your day to join me here. And I love you all so much. Bye.